Are you stuck inside with your loved one with absolutely nothing to do, and the idea of coming up with a big plan and all these activities just feels overwhelming? In this video, I'm going to share with you my top 5 activities that you can do inside for free with your loved one, and you can do it regardless of their ability level. Welcome to the Dementia Success Path YouTube channel. I'm Krista, and this is the place where we learn tips, strategies, and get support so that we can find success on our path as dementia caregivers. Now, before we get into the top 5 activities, I want to let you know that my current position is in activities therapy at a psychiatric hospital for dementia patients. So friends, you have come to the right place. Activity are tasks. And the reason this is important is because a meaningful life is made up of more than just being entertained or being distracted. We need to feel like we're contributing and like we bring value to our family, to society. And just because a disease has stripped us of our ability of organizing that for ourselves doesn't mean that that stops being important. So for each person, this might look different. For example, if your mom was a homemaker and for her work meant folding things, baking things, cleaning things, then finding tasks that you know that she can do at this time and be successful at would be best for her. Or for example, if your dad was kind of a handyman, there's all kinds of little projects you can give him that he can feel good about himself, that he's contributing to the household and still being who he is. Some ideas that you can use are having them fold things, organizing paperwork, or being able to help you cook something depending on their ability level. There's all kinds of things you can do, and if you're still wanting some more ideas, I have a video linked below of Teepa Snow given a bunch of examples within this realm of activity. The second kind of activity is a reminiscence type activity, and the one I recommend is listening to music. And I know a ton about this because I am a board certified music therapist, and what I found is that because music is processed through our entire brain, that's the very last thing to go. And what's even more amazing about that are specific songs link us back up to various moments in our life. And it helps us be able to express and be who we are a little bit easier than maybe other things when we have dementia. So what you can do as far as activities go are things like dancing to music. I've seen some awesome videos online that have shown some dementia folks dancing to some music, or do some karaoke, or simply just listening to music that is familiar to both you and your loved one. It could be music you listened to growing up. It could be music that you know your loved one likes. The most important thing is to pick music that you know your loved one is going to appreciate. That's the most important part. Activity number 3 is a sensory/creativity type activity. So what that looks like are things like arts and crafts, puzzles, watercolor, like anything they can take their hands and get creative with, get tactile with. Any of those work. It all depends on your loved one's ability. And again, that same video that I told you about before also has a great example about puzzles in there at the 11-minute mark if you want to see a good example of how to get your loved one to do a sensory type activity. The fourth activity is exercise. And that can be a little tricky if your loved one is in a wheelchair or they can't move quite as easily as they used to. But the good news is there are all kinds of ways you can adapt stuff. So my suggestion would be to do in-chair yoga or in-chair stretching. I've linked a couple of videos down below that gives you a guide to going through a whole yoga routine in that, since I'm personally not a yoga teacher. But I've seen that activity work time and time again, and all of the groups that I've seen some of my colleagues do. So that's a great thing to try with your loved one, regardless of their ability level. And number 5 is relaxation activities. So what that looks like is aromatherapy, a spa day, maybe painting nails. It could be reading your loved one a book if they're not a woman. It could look like watching a movie. It could look like all kinds of things. Think back to what your loved one did when they were younger to just relax. Did they sit there with the paper? Did they sit there and read a book, listen to a record? Any of those works for just relaxing and unwinding. What's unique about dementia is that, unlike other people who know to unwind, folks with dementia don't know that that's something they need to do. So guiding them towards this is our quiet time to relax and unwind is going to really help them with their overall behaviors and the way they interact with you. I hope you got some ideas for some good activities to do inside with your senior with dementia. Some things like doing some tasks around the house, like being able to reminisce with some music, like exercise, like getting creative with some sensory things, and with relaxation, with unwinding. I hope that we got everything we need from this, and let me know in the comments if you have some more questions or what resonated with you the most. And if you want some more tips and tricks on dementia, I have a free dementia success guide linked down in the below, so make sure to get your copy. And support the channel, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and like this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.